We bring Jerry Stackhouse back in here. Jerry, I know he was on the other side of the Duke-UNC rivalry from you, but Mike Krzyzewski's done it at Duke for 42 years and now heads to a 13th Final Four, passing the great John Wooden for the most all-time. As someone who went against him as a player and now coaching, you're watching his teams from afar within college basketball. What impresses you most about what Coach K has been able to do and for how long he's been able to do it?
Yeah, you just look at the longevity and the level of success that he has that program at. I mean, I was recruited by Coach K. I spent a lot of time over there when Grant was there. I mean, it was actually one of my top spots of going to college. But I mean, ultimately, I decided to go the right way and go to North Carolina. But no, you have to tip your hat to Coach K and what he's been able to accomplish. He's had an amazing career. And I know they would love to see him go out on top, but we're hoping that's not the case.
And can you even imagine Duke Carolina in a Final Four game now?
Man, unbelievable. I mean, I was so surprised to hear that they've never been in a tournament game before. All of the years that they've made the tournament, they never crossed paths in the tournament, and for them to do it, in his last season, it's going to be historic and it's going to be a classic for sure.
Amazing. Pretty good argument. Coach K is the best of all time. Pretty good argument that the best guy going right now, maybe Villanova's Jay Wright. He has made that program one of the blue bloods in college basketball. What has made this Villanova team so special?
It's a selfless team. I mean, I think a lot of Jay's teams have, his great teams have been that, guys that play for each other. I think they're one of the most disciplined teams when it comes to driving the basketball, playing off 2 feet, doing the things that you need to do to get high percentage shots and make high percentage plays. And they do it. They teach it at a high level. And it comes across, during their games, and this is a big reason for their success.
The bad news for Villanova is it now heads to New Orleans without Justin Moore, who did tear his Achilles in Saturday's win. For a team that really only plays 6 guys, Jerry, how difficult will that be to overcome?
Well, it's just going. I mean, I think you shorten your rotation up, at this, time of the season anyway. But I think they're definitely going to miss him. He's a huge part of what they were trying to do, but it's just an opportunity for somebody else to step up off the bench that probably the other team is not accounting for. And you've seen that happen in these situations before, where a guy that you don't account for come in and have a big game, and I know they're looking forward to someone doing that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't have to explain injuries to you after the season you had to coach through this year at Vanderbilt. But your third Vandy team finished strong. You won 5 of your last 7. The Commodores back in the postseason for the first time in 5 years, winning 2 games in the NIT before falling at Xavier on Tuesday to finish the year 19-17. Given everything you went through this year with the injuries to Liam Robbins and Rodney Chapman, how proud are you of the way this team finished, given everything they went through?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this group, man. I thought they stayed together. But again, it was just, we felt that even without Liam and Rodney, there was a lot of opportunities where we just didn't handle well down the stretch. And I thought that not handling those games well down the stretch allowed us to grow. And when we saw those, same situations later on in the season, we handled them a lot better. It just coincided with us getting Rodney and getting Liam back into the mix, which, changed our team completely. Like I said before the season, I felt that we were a tournament team with those guys, and nothing changed. It was great for us to get into the NIT, for our guys to experience postseason and having an opportunity to game plan, starting with the SEC tournament and that flowing into the NIT. It was a great experience, and we're looking to try to expound upon that.
You knew the rebuild in front of you when you took over a program that was 0-19 in the SEC. But in year 3, how important was it to have the validation that what you and your players have done has really turned the corner?
I mean, it feels good. It feels good. We did it, the right way. We did it with guys, within our system. We didn't go out every year and try to piece together a team every year, even though the transporter has been good to us in certain instances. We still, with Scotty and Jordan Wright and Quentin Millard-Brown, those are guys that have developed within our program and developed within our system. And for those guys to have that success, we know that we're on the right path to building and creating that memorial magic. We felt that this year. With our student body and our fans, that gym was rocking, and we're looking forward to having that be, common every game, because it was a lot of fun.
It really was rocking there in the NIT. Scotty Pippen Jr. led the SEC in scoring. He pulled out of the NBA draft a year ago to come back to school, and He could make that decision again if he so chooses. How will you advise him as his coach as he prepares for this process?
Well, I think for us, it's just to let Scotty breathe a little bit. I mean, when we talked last summer, it was about coming back this year and giving him an opportunity to increase his stock to leave this year. And I think for him, he has to. I think he's really enjoying school, man. He's enjoying he enjoys his teammates. He enjoys classes. He's doing really well in school. And he really has 2 years left, with the COVID year. So, I mean, I think he could come back and set some records that could last for a long time. So that's kind of the message to him that the NBA is not in any rush to get there. He's doing okay. He drives pretty much the same truck I drive right now. So his dad does okay. So hopefully he decides to come back. But if not, then he's had a heck of a ride for us, and he's done everything that we asked him to do.
It's always good to have options, and Scotty certainly does. I remember sitting here with you almost exactly 4 years ago when you were hired, and there were a bunch of people out there, Jerry, who were eager to see how an NBA player and assistant coach would translate to the college game. Now that you're 3 full seasons in, what's the biggest thing you've learned, or what's the biggest challenge you've actually faced doing the job?
Well, I think, man, you're prepared. All the things that you do before you get to a job or get into a situation. I mean, those life experiences are what helped prepare me for this. I was never going to have all of the answers. I mean, once I got here, I had to know how to operate and how to navigate throughout campus and everything that's required there. I had to understand how to navigate and throughout the SEC, understanding the different coaches, the different schemes that they run, the differences between the pro game and the college game. It was a learning curve for me as well. So, but I said that when I got hired. I told the AD at the time, and I sat down with Candace. She was right there with him. That I'm not afraid to talk about what I don't know, and I'm going to go and get some people to help me understand what I don't know as far as the college game and the program and how it works. I know from an organization and a business standpoint and what I want to do from a basketball standpoint. I'm going to apply those things and try to do the best I can with that. But, man, it's just been great just being able to learn on the fly, have some trial and error, but at the same time know that the process of relationships is the key. No matter what you're doing, it's about having relationships and having great relationships with these student athletes that we have, getting to know their families, getting to spend time with them. And the basketball and X and O's normally take care of itself when you do that.
And things on the court are trending up. So what's the expectation for you in year 4?
Well, I think we should be a tournament team. I mean, I think that's the case for us. I mean, I don't think we're going to sneak up on anybody anymore. I think, depending on the pieces that we add, if Scotty comes back, if we're able to add another piece to complement him, similar to the way Rodney Chapman did this year, having a full season of Liam Robbins, the way Quentin Malloy-Brown getting Jordan Wright back, and the incoming class that we've had, which is a top 20 class by all rights. It's going to be deep. It's going to be competitive, and I don't think that we've had that type of competitive depth throughout our roster since I've been here. So I'm excited about getting started this summer. Really, pushing the pedal down a little bit harder, because I think now there's going to be some expectations, and we got to be ready to exceed those expectations.